Hello and welcome to today's video as we cover the lower bracket finals between HLE and LYON, as well as, well, I guess just that. The power rankings weren't really all that affected. Once more, after tomorrow's finals, we'll have a significant change in the power rankings due to the hierarchy, of the regions, with LCS outperforming LEC. That is going to close the gap between those two regions a bit, statistically, as far as regional strength is concerned, and we go from there. So HLE LYON, HLE win this 3-2. They were ahead for a significant portion of this series. So they took 2/3 of the Drakes, 14-7, and that resulted in a 82-18 split in terms of control. Now, with the gold control stat, this is where I will acknowledge the gold control stat is simply who's ahead in gold plus Drake value. They could be up 1 gold, they could be up 15,000 gold. So we take that into account. HLE were ahead for the majority of this series, 82%. However, Lions stayed within striking distance and were very competitive, and frankly, should have won the series in 4 games. HLE struggled to really finish with their leads in game 2. I believe it was game 2, right? Game 2. But HLE were ahead for the majority of every game when you look at gold and Drake value, just because of all the Drakes they took. I mean, they took 14 Drakes in this series, 2/3. Their Barons, 3,700 gold to power play. LYON, very efficient with theirs, 5,700 per. But Zeka, 2 solo kills, and he was huge on the Ari in game 4. He turned that game. I mean, no, it was game 5, I think, on the Ari. Game 5 was on the Ari. In game 5, LYON, for some reason, going with the scaling composition when they knew they had to play early game. Like, against HLE, you cannot just skate by the laning phase. Inspired said it. But in game 5, that's what they ended up going with. And that was just not going to work. HLE ran them the fuck over in game 5. And you could say, oh, well, the way game 4 ended, that's why. Well, the draft didn't help. Game 4, they should have won this series. They threw in the late game a very significant winning position, in my opinion. It was their position. It was their game to win, and they lost. And it was a real shame because, I mean, they had the upset. They really did, and they threw it away. So Zeka, 29, 13, and 36. He had 2 solo kills. Guma led in damage, 25%. Kanavi, 3 solo kills, 71 KP. Saint had 2 solo kills, going 21, 12, and 31 with 30% of the team's damage, leading the way, which is surprising. You'd think Berserker would, but it was Saint. Isles had a solo kill on Pike, 79 KP. Dokla had 2. Berserker had 2. Zeus Inspired Delight had 1. But you see all the orange here. In the end, LYON dominated the early game when you look at the entirety of the series. Topside, 630 gold ahead for Zeus, 800 gold for Kanavi, 200 for Zeka, 270 for Guma and Delight. So a very strong performance by Zeus and Kanavi in the early game. We saw Kanavi's Neferi obviously get very fed in game 4. Game 5 was extremely lopsided as well. They just couldn't handle it. In the end, they couldn't handle it. And I mean, this is like when we're looking at a 14-24, we're looking about a 1,900 gold lead on average at 15 minutes, and that's going to be hard to overcome. And I understand they got blown out in game 5, and really, through 4 games, it was only the top side that was ahead. Technically, Saint and Berserker and Isles had a gold advantage on average into their counterparts, but in game 5, they just got rolled. I think it was a 22-minute game. And it put a sour taste in many people's mouths watching it, just because they're like, oh, well, we had a great series going, but game 5, it just didn't work out for them. And in part, I think it was the draft. I think you look at the draft, you say you knew what you needed to do, you'd been doing it well, and you just literally said, fuck it, and went scaling. Hey, let's just get through the early game. They have a blitzcrank. Let's pick Zaya. 2v2 kill. Behind. Lane's fucked. Now Delight's going all around the rift, too. I mean, and in game 5, he was probably the strongest player because of the blitzcrank and the threat it posed. I mean, it is what it is. In the end, it is what it is, and it's too bad. It's too bad for LYON. It really is. Um, because it was so close. I mean, I thought HLE would win this 3-1. I really did. I didn't expect an 82-18 split either. But LYON put up fight, and LYON should have won this series. They should have won it in 4 games, and that was their opportunity. I tweeted it after the series. That it was just like that was the shot. That there was. You had the chance to take them down. You have to play perfect League of Legends to win against a team like HLE. On paper, they are too strong. And I'm honestly surprised they were able to win and take it to 5 games in a matchup where Inspired was getting so far behind. And even Inspired said going into this series they thought Kanavi was the best jungler in the world, or up there. I mean, I think that was in one of the interviews. So, it's true. I still think Kanavi's up. It takes a lot to bump you out of a ranking for me. And Kanavi is up there with Canyon, with Owner, and with Tarzan. So for him to perform like he did today, especially in the Neferi, I mean, that really just was like, yeah, Kanavi is putting on a clinic here. Even in Game 3, he put on a clinic. And then LYON found a way to win and then go up 2-1. What a shame that is, too. Up 2-1. You know, I am unbiased. I don't root for NA over other regions, but I do root for the underdog and the upset. Because I do think that's important, that every region is competitive. Every region's competitive. It's better for the esport. It makes things better. More people will watch if their regions are competitive, but they have to be competitive. It can't be like throwing a team into the main event to get 3-0'd twice and sent home, because that makes fans feel better. Because they got to see them on the big stage, because they wouldn't get there otherwise. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, it's a great thing, LYON. We're so competitive. And we'll talk about the G2 stuff, I'm sure, on Monday, Tuesday, when we go over all the moves that have taken place in the last month. I mean, I want to say it's going to be 2 boards worth. Hopefully I can fit it all. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.